Hello dear students, Assalamu alaikum. I am Muhammad Ashraf and you're watching the Ashraf Kakar channel. Dear students, in this lecture we will be talking about our next topic uh, in the geography section, that is about the minerals. What are minerals? Minerals are the building blocks of rocks. The rocks have been made by the minerals. In the world, there are 4,000 minerals have been identified. Minerals are naturally occurring and inorganic solids. Minerals have the crystal structures as well as its chemical properties as well. So minerals need to have 5 similar properties in them. These are naturally occurring, solid, inorganic, fixed chemical formula, and in the last there should be the orderly crystalline structures. Now we have the chemical properties of each minerals, and each mineral is determined according to these properties, and each one mineral is distinguished from the other based on these properties. Like the color is determined by the wavelength of light which it reflects, and that light is basically absorbed by that mineral. ठीक है, जिस भी मिनरल से एक पर्टिकुलर वेवलेंथ की लाइट वापस रिफ्लेक्ट होती है, ठीक है, वो आपको बता सकती है द कलर ऑफ दैट पर्टिकुलर मिनरल। और जो कलर वो डिस्प्ले कर रही होती है, ठीक है, फॉर एग्जांपल इट कैन बी रेड, व्हाइट, ऑफ एनी वेवलेंथ, that is the streak of that particular mineral. And there are minerals which can have the property of transparency. Those minerals which have the characteristics or the properties of transparency, they are basically made by the metallic bonds. Their atoms are joined together with the help of metallic bonds, and they do not transfer light across its surface. They are opaque. उनसे कोई लाइट ट्रांसफर नहीं होती है from one corner to the other. While those minerals which have the ionic bonds, जिनमें ionic bonds पाए जाते हैं, उनसे लाइट easily ट्रांसफर हो सकती है. So they have the transparency properties. ठीक है, अच्छा, लेस्टर बेनिफिट्स ये आपको बेसिकली ये बता सकती है कि किस मिनरल से कितना लाइट, हाउ मच लाइट इट रिफ्लेक्ट्स बैक, कितना लाइट ये रिफ्लेक्ट बैक करती है in the shape of sparkles. Then comes the density, that each mineral have their own specific density, and they are more than, like for example, iron have much density. Iron with the atomic number of 26. आयरन से जितने भी ज्यादा होंगे मिनरल्स, वो तमाम की डेंसिटी ज्यादा हो जाएंगी होगी. सो दे आर मेजर्ड अकॉर्डिंग टू द पर यूनिट वॉल्यूम. And one common thing, that those minerals which have the dark color are denser, than the white colors. Minerals which have the dark color in them, they are much denser than those which have the white color. Then comes the hardness property. It is the level of difficulty a mineral can retain its property. ये हर मिनरल की एक हार्डनेस प्रॉपर्टी होती है कि भाई वो कितना स्ट्रेस और कितना बोझ वो बर्दाश्त कर सकती है, and it is measured by the Mohs scale. Like we know that diamond is the most hardest mineral. Diamond is the most hardest mineral, while the carbon is the least hardest. Then comes the cleavage. The cleavage is the splitting of a crystal into a smooth surface or smooth plane. हम जब भी मिनरल को तोड़ते हैं, so एक बिल्कुल, like for example we have a rectangular shape. If we want to break it in between, so ये बिल्कुल प्लेन वे में टूट जाएगा, just because of its cleavage property. Then comes the tenacity. Tenacity is the behavior of mineral under stress and deformation. ये उसकी हार्डनेस की प्रॉपर्टी होती है. बाज ऐसे मिनरल्स हैं जो इजीली टूट सकते हैं, और बाज ऐसे मिनरल हैं जिसमें टूटने की सलाहियत बहुत कम है, ठीक है, एंड दे हैव द हार्डनेस प्रॉपर्टी मोर. एंड दोज मिनरल्स व्हिच कैन ब्रेक easily are called the brittle metals, and which have the ductile or malleable properties. Ductile वो properties हैं जो कि wires आसानी से बना सकते हैं. They can be easily converted into wires. Like copper we have, like iron, and malleable properties. Iron have more malleable properties, while the copper has most ductile properties in them. So dear students, now we have the rock and their respective types. Rock is the naturally occurring and composed of one or two minerals. It is also called as the building blocks of minerals. So they are occurring naturally and composed of more than one minerals as well on the earth and inside the earth. There are three types of rocks. the igneous rocks, sedimentary rocks, and the metamorphic rocks. What are igneous rocks? They are made by cooling the magma and lava. Magma is a molten form of liquid that lies inside the earth. It is called the molten rock and lies inside the earth. Whenever this molten rocks solidifies itself inside the earth, they are called as the intrusive rocks. And whenever this magma comes out or erupts on the surface of earth and solidifies and cools down on surface of earth, then they are called the extrusive rocks. And these explosive rocks are made by lava, because this lava is the molten form of rock which lies on the surface of earth. That's why we call as the explosive rocks. Then comes the second type, the sedimentary rocks. Sedimentary rocks are made by the sediments of rocks. They are made by the process of weathering, and weathering is a process by the breakdown of rocky materials with the help of physical, chemical, or biological reasoning. That's why they are made by these sediments and called as the sedimentary rocks. They are further classified into three types: the organic sediments, chemical sedimentary, and the classic sediments. The organic sediments are made by the dead material of plants and animals, and these examples can be like coal and limes and limestone. So these are made by the organic sedimentary. The second type is the chemical sedimentary, which are made by chemical reactions, and they occur in the shape of precipitates on the surface of earth. Then comes the classic sediments. They are made by mechanical weathering again, which is called as the weathering process. Then comes the third type of rock, which is called the metamorphic rocks. Metamorphic rocks is the decomposition of one form of rock into another form of rock, and they are classified into two types: the foliated and non-foliated. And the examples are slate, schist, genesis, the quartz, and marble. So this was all about the rocks and the types of rocks.